As a true character, as a true leader, you need to discipline your books. You need to know how to spend. Okay, you need to know how to save. I always felt taking risk is a best way of being successful. You fail, okay, you tend to learn. You succeed, again you go back and learn from the success. I never stayed back at home. I should engage myself in learning something new. So I think the journey started when I was age 12, and it is still going on till today. I never felt there's no shortcuts in life.
For today's episode on Success Documented, we have Dr. Kumran Sampath. With decades of experience in the financial industry, he's held key roles at institutions like Kotak Mahindra and Reliance Capital, and currently serves as the CEO of Aegma Capital. An avid runner, NCC cadet, and discipline leader, his journey blends finance, fitness, and focused execution. Be ready to learn about the NBFC sector, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and much more. How are you today?
I'm good. Seven, how are you?
All good, all good.
Yeah.
So, starting off, tell us about your journey in the world of finance.
Yeah. Before going to the world of finance, I would actually touch upon the journey to that level was a very different journey. So I technically started working from the age of 12, right from my very younger days in the school. So there would be 2 breaks generally in our education system. October and you get almost 1 month leave. And probably after the March, you get another 2 months leave. So I should work during that times. I never stayed back at home. I should engage myself in learning something new. So I think the journey started when I was age 12, and it is still going on till today. So I think it's been a fabulous journey in learning so many things in a different perspective. Yeah, so I choose the finance simply because I found life is very interesting in the finance, because I was a commerce student. And getting into the finance sector is actually you service a customer. So we are in the service industry. So when you say service industry, you meet various kinds of customers who have evolved themselves over a period of time. So you are actually part of that journey. So you build your own career. You also build a journey with them. So I think that journey has been a fascinating journey. And I was really lucky to be part of various organizations like 20th Century Finance, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Reliance Capital, General Motors Acceptance, and worked with wonderful leaders and learned the way the business I thought I would shape up my career. Yeah.
Right, and going back to the childhood point you brought up, was it a conscious decision or choice you made to work, or was it something you had to do?
Yeah, so I was a sportsman by, I would say, by design. So I had it in my DNA, and I was a runner. So though I started in my school during my NCC days. So when I say NCC days, I was not given a chance during my 8th class, because NCC is done in the school level at 8th and 10th class. So I was very short, and I was not fit to even take the shoes up. So the NCC officer said, you're not capable even to lift the shoes, so you don't fit in. So my journey started with a failure and a disappointment, but I never gave up. I took up NCC again in class 9 and 10. So I was able to do that. And interestingly, I actually went on to lead the team, okay, during my 10th class in NCC. So when I say, did I choose the finance part of it? No, absolutely no. But the destiny actually made me to be part of sales. The sales actually turned out to be selling finance. So during our times, it was a very different journey. I started my career when the Maruti 800s were almost, the booking period was almost close to 2 years. You book a car and wait for 2 years. So that's how the journey started. So the sales in my DNA actually went on to be creating a very different legacy for myself and the person who I am today.
That's very interesting. And you also told us about your roles in various big organizations.
Yeah.
If you were to sum up your journey and the main concepts you learned while working for others, what would that be?
Yeah, as we grow, if you look at why I'm today a leader, it's not about leading the whole thing or the system. First, you learn to lead yourself. Okay, as a leader, you need to know how to lead yourself in the society, in the system where you work. And first and foremost, the fundamentals of growth for a leader, or how I evolved as a person, is absolute integrity and honesty. There's absolutely no compromise on
Right.
the integrity and honesty. So this actually really shapes up a right kind of a foundation for you to be a better person. You actually tend to learn things in your perspective, so you don't take the shortcuts. Today the world is full of shortcuts. Okay, people want to reach success, but they actually are diversified in terms of taking the shortcuts, which I never felt. There's no shortcuts in life. So integrity and honesty is what actually is a real core fundamental thumb rule for me, actually, which has taken me to this level till today. And learning is actually a never-ending story in life. You need to keep learning. You need to keep acquiring knowledge. So as you acquire your knowledge, actually you tend to evolve yourself as a person. You build a right character. And there's always a life. If you have to come up in life, you should always look at the failure stories. The failure stories gives you a lot of different perspective. How do you bounce back in life? Today, if you look at, I've seen in my own journey, my entire life and corporate journey has always been staying down and bouncing back. Okay, how did I bounce back in each of the times, and how did I bounce back? It's all about the self-discipline and having the faith in yourself and moving ahead without looking back.
Could you give us an example of the time of any time that you bounced back from a setback?
Yeah, so I would say right from a school level, I started from, I was not given a seat in the NCC because
Right.
I was not fit to even lift the shoes. So that is one part of it. The second part of the journey, as far as my corporate journey is concerned, so I think it was during my Kotak Mahindra bank days. So where I was a top performing sales manager in the country. And in a very short span, maybe around 1.5, 2 years time, I was almost announced for a promotion.
Okay.
The HR head comes from Bombay and announces a promotion and says, Kumran, you have done a fabulous job and you've been promoted. And all of a sudden things change in the evening. And they say, no, 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 no. I think there was some error in our thought process. And though you've been a top performer in the country, and your promotion is not confirmed, I think it's moved to the next year. I was like really wondering. In the morning, you said, okay, you're almost getting promotion, and because you've been a topper in the country, and in the evening, a lot of things change. So why I'm saying this is, in a corporate world, a lot of things change. There's a lot of perspective about your individual growth. People don't accept that you have grown very fast. And if you look at what the current generation today, if the same situation would have happened to most of the people give up, people resign, and people get into a different decision making. But what I decided in life is, in what is Tamil, there's a word called idum kadandu povum, means even this phase will go. So I always felt that um, you have to believe in yourself. There's no point in giving up just because there was one promotion. I need to resign the job. Imagine you've been a topper in the country and you deserve all that promotion or all the recognition, and the organization comes and says, no, not this time, maybe second, because you've just joined an organization. So imagine what could happen to an employee. But I felt this is a time for me to bounce back. An employee works in a corporate or any organization for that matter. He works for growth and reward. The salary is always come secondary.
Right.
Yeah. So this was one story of it.
That's very interesting. That built you into the professional that you are today, and it helped you build your company, Aegma.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about, you've been in Aegma for quite a while now. Can you tell us about how you built Aegma?
Yeah, I think it was around 2018. I was a country head for Reliance Capital, based out of Mumbai for good 8-9 years.
Right.
So I was lucky to be part of Reliance Capital, and the journey has been incredible in terms of 11 years of fantastic journey in learning so many aspects of the funding aspects, and as a leader with 11 years of 9 years of leadership role, one fine day I felt, I think that this is the time I need to move on. Okay, so that was almost around 2017, the end of 2017. I felt, let's go and pursue something else. So being a runner, being a marathoner, and being a runner for good old years, I always believed to believe in my own legs. Okay, I felt if I don't believe in my own legs, okay, who else will be? So coming from a very high paid salary, company like Reliance Capital, a well-known company in the country, and you've been a superstar in that company. So you've been elevated, promoted, whatnot. But still, I felt there is always a saying in a cricketing language: you retire at a time when you are in peak form. So though being a cricketer, I've always felt, okay, retire at the time when you're in peak form. So that really made me a kind of thinking that let's go back to Bangalore. Bangalore is my hometown, and I felt go back to Bangalore and start something on our own. So I think it's been 7 years now. So as on 5th April, we completed 7 years.
Congratulations.
It's been thank you so much. So it's been a fabulous journey in terms of building an organization like this from nowhere. And today we are recognized not only being a financial institution, but an institution with a lot of responsibility in terms of social and moral responsibility. So when we fund a customer, so there is a social responsibility linked to the funding. So we help customers to evolve their business. We also help them to build the business, and we look at our customers as customer for life. Yeah.
Right. And entrepreneurship must have been a different beast altogether.
Yeah.
It must have come with its own, because before that you were always a part of the corporate.
Yeah.
And you step out of the corporate at your peak, as you said.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, now I'm going to start my own thing.
Yeah.
Out of nothing.
Yeah.
What was that like, and what did you learn along the way?
First of all, my life is always about risk taking, right from my younger days, right from my school days, college, or my business. So it's always been a risk taking. Risk is, it's not about risk taking about a certain financial aspect or taking a business aspect to do something, but a risk taking looking at the future. How do you evolve yourself taking a risk? Today, I hardly see the current generation looking at taking a risk. So I felt the first and foremost importance was a risk taking. So I took that risk of leaving one of the fabulous jobs, highly paid job, as I said, and I just thought, let us go back.
You know, you stepped out of the corporate into entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship is always a different beast altogether.
Yeah.
Right. So you must have faced some challenges along the way and some roadblocks, and you must have learned a lot along the way. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, when I say entrepreneurship is always about taking risk. So why are the entrepreneurs very successful today? The other entrepreneurs thinking itself is very different. So when they think their ideas, their vision, their thoughts has to be put on track, and that putting on track actually becomes a kind of a statement for themselves, and they see that getting evolved as a business model.
Right.
So being an entrepreneur is just not easy. But if you look at the way our lives have evolved over a period of time, today the younger generation looks being an entrepreneur is much better. So our lives are very different because I was coming from a highly paid salary job, a corporate job. You had everything with you,
right,
and you're restarting again on your own. So being an entrepreneur, maybe I would say 7 years back, was a very different decision which I took.
Right.
I always felt taking risk is the best way of being successful. You fail, okay, you tend to learn. You succeed, again you go back and learn from the success. So for me, risk taking has been part of my DNA, or I would say journey, right from my school days.
Right.
I always took risk, and I'm sure I think whatever risk I took the 7 years back, living a Reliance, one of the best jobs which I had in my entire journey of life, I think it's still a wonderful learning, and it has really paid off. Yeah.
And You've seen both sides of it, corporate and entrepreneurship. Which one do you prefer and why?
I would say I should have started maybe 15 years back. I feel entrepreneurship is the best way to look at it because, okay, you're the boss and you have to report to anyone.
Right.
So life as a national head or a national role or whatever leadership role you play, you're still liable to report to someone on the numbers. You're committed to achieve certain numbers. So you might achieve, you don't achieve, but you again start from scratch zero. Right. But entrepreneurship is absolutely completely different journey. Whatever you do is your own story to tell. Whatever you achieve becomes a legacy. Okay, whatever you achieve becomes a part of social responsibility. You create wealth for yourself, you create an organization for yourself. At the same time, you're also a responsible citizen where you create employment for many.
Right.
There are people who lead life because of you.
Right.
They look upon you as a person. They look upon you as a leader, okay, who could take care of them. So that's an absolute wonderful feeling being an entrepreneur. Yeah.
And you told me that you were one of the best salespeople of financial products in India. How do you think that sales expertise transferred into entrepreneurship?
So I would like to say a small story to you. So if I had to ask you which is the best restaurant you would refer to take me, Shivan. So you would want to come up with few names.
Right.
So let's assume I'll ask you the same question back to you. So if I had to ask you, Shivan, I am a foodie. I want to eat the best of the best food. So which restaurant do you want to take me?
Okay. Pizza Express.
Okay. So you would say Pizza Express because so you've gone there regularly.
Right.
So you know the pizza and you know the offering. You know the whole thing of that particular product. So you say, okay, sir, I will take you there. The same logic applies in our business when you say sales guy. How do you become a better and an expert sales guy?
Right.
So if you're working for an organization, okay, it is utmost important for a sales guy to know what you're selling. What you sell to be liked by the customer. So today's world, the salesperson who works in most of the banks or most of the institutions exactly don't know what they're selling. They only know the basics of the business. They're not able to understand, deep dive into the customer's shoes and understand what exactly they need. And the organization is offering much better products, but they're unable to take it to the customers. So my way of learning was very clear. I would know what exactly my company was offering each and every day. So I had no problem in explaining to the customers. I had no giving false reason or a false a quotation to a customer where they would be conned later. So the customers were very clear when they met me on day one because I was able to know what exactly my company is offering.
Right.
So that made me a better salesperson. That made me a clear, a driven vision leader because in an organization, people keep watching you as a salesperson when you evolve yourself. So the leaders kept watching me, how this person evolved over a period of time. So my learning was very clear. Whenever a task or whenever a particular assignment is given to you, learn it fully. Yeah, that's what it is.
Right. That's very interesting. And you work in the business of lending.
Yeah.
And honestly, from an outsider perspective, it feels like there's a new lending business every single day in India.
Yeah.
It's a highly democratized industry and it's highly competitive.
Yeah.
So what have been the challenges of scaling Aegma as a lending business with lots of competitors?
Yeah. So while we started way back in 2018, the markets were very different. There was a bit of real estate crisis in the country. So what a real estate business itself was trying to settle down.
Was that because of the demonetization?
Yeah, I would say largely towards that. And I would also say there was a large NBFC scam which happened.
Right.
So getting our entity itself registering was the biggest. We had a major challenge getting our entity registered. So though we were able to get the registration after a few months. So we actually started with a what do I say? The funding was not easily available in the market. So most of the banks, most of the NBFCs were not willing to fund us. or we never had an opportunity to get working capital so easily. Okay, so it was good 6 months we struggled for ourselves, putting things in place. And it was a good, fabulous journey, 1 year. So we were able to get a working capital, and we had the limit of almost close to 10 crores of working capital to start with.
Right.
So we focused on the retail lending as we started. We focused on the secure lending. When I say secure lending, we focused on the two-wheeler and car business because we had the asset as a security. And we are also into SME loans.
Okay.
SME loans, when I say small ticket size SME loans. And this three product actually had a very different background. As I said, our funding is all about social responsibility. We also want the customers to evolve with us, and they also grow. And they also stay with us for a long, what do I say? A pause?
Yeah.
Okay. So we wanted our customers to stay with us for a life. So that's our logic. With that, after it was exactly during 2020, so we had the most toughest times in the history of, I would say, the last 100 years. So we had COVID.
Right.
So what do we do as a finance company? So the entire world came to a halt. So we had the biggest challenge on earth, like what anybody else.
Right. And that was pretty soon as well after you started, like 1.5 years.
Yeah, 1.5 years.
Right.
So then, so whatever we did, the good work or whatever we laid a very strong foundation, it was all standstill. So then RBI came with a kind of moratorium system where we had to pause all the EMIs coming inside. So we had absolutely no income at all. So still we had to survive. So just imagine for a startup like us, a new entity like us, to surviving itself was the biggest challenge.
Right.
And we had no customers paying the EMI because of moratorium. So luckily, our lending was largely on the salaried profiles. So we ensured the salaried employees didn't default much. So we sailed through, though we had tough times. But just because our fundamentals were right, we had a very right policy. And moreover, the customers actually gave us a good support. They never said they will take moratorium. In fact, they kept paying. So luckily, with most of the salaried employees turned out to be work from home.
Right.
So that really helped us, and we survived. To just sum up, as a true character, as a true leader, you need to discipline your books. You need to know how to spend. Okay, you need to know how to save. So that is how you actually have your reserves and surplus well balanced. So luckily we had the reserves and surplus.
Yeah.
So we survived.
I mean, that's what Buffett says, right? A business with a lot of cash will never fail.
Yeah.
Right. And one more part that I wanted to touch upon based on what you just said is, you said your customers kept on paying even though their times were also hard.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a part of choosing good customers to work with?
Oh, absolutely. When you're in the lending business, it's very important to have a very clear segment-focused approach. You can't be funding everyone because your funding model doesn't work like that. So as you choose to be on the vehicle loans largely in a city like Bangalore, you have 70% of the customer base is all IT, it's a salaried base. So 80% of book is largely on the salaried segment. So we were a slightly safer book because the salaried employees didn't have a larger impact immediately, though the business class had immediate impact because the business has to be shut down. So we had the work from home model, so it was actually easy going. Though we had challenge in few cases, but we were able to survive the kind of a tsunami what we saw purely because having a right focus segment. So we choose to be on the salaried side.
Yeah, that's quite interesting because, sometimes, especially when entrepreneurs in the lending space are early into business, they're like, any customer that comes in door, we'll work with them because they're hungry for customers. But you guys didn't do that. You found the right customers to work with. Right. That's a unique learning point. And I wanted to touch upon, India's complex lending, the credit landscape. Right. So what underwriting techniques does Aegma employ to ensure that,
So first and foremost, today I think everybody is talking about AI and ML and robotic and whatnot. While I say AI is the new way of doing business, But what has really evolved over a period of time is the digital world is completely evolved, and it has really taken a, a fabulous way the business is done today. So we all started with, I would say, a kind of a paper and pen kind of a model. So I would say our journeys were like pages. I don't know you were even know that. Okay, so you heard about the pages. So we all evolved with a pager. So where communication was between a pager and a telephone booth. So you had to go call your customers from a telephone booth. So just imagine the way we have evolved over a period of time. So today, most of the businesses are completely digital. When I say digital, the process is what actually is completely defined the way business is done today.
Right.
So when I say right from onboarding a customer, checking his credit score,
Right.
checking his complete credibility in terms of is he a right customer to fund, to the end process of disbursement.
Right.
Everything is digital.
Right.
So why all this has actually taken a very, very important journey is to satisfy that one customer,
Right.
to give him that best service as early as possible. Today, if you look at the customer comes with a specific need, okay, he's got a timelines to get a loan. It could be a personal loan, or it could be a car loan, or it could be any kind of a loan lead. So the evolvement of the business over a period of time, I would say last 2 decades, has been absolutely fascinating in terms of from a paper pen model to a complete a digital avatar. So when I say digital, even today, there are certain aspects of our business is still done manually. Let's assume if I'm into a pre-owned car lending,
Right.
so I need to go check the car which I'm going to fund. It's not like a new car.
Right.
Or if I'm going to give a used machinery loan, so I need to go touch and feel the model. But if you look at the end process is almost automated now. To verify a bank statement, it's all automated. To verify his credit score, to take a CIBIL report, everything is automated. You can decide and tell the customer that you are eligible for a loan or you are eligible for an X loan amount. So that is how the world is evolved as far as the NBFC is concerned. Thanks to the fintechs of the world, the fintechs have changed a new way of doing business. So it's all about doing things faster.
Right.
So you might get a loan today within 5 minutes if your credit score is good.
And do you see AI taking up the underwriting role in the future?
Oh, absolutely. I think AI is going to play a very, very critical role.
Right.
It's not about only taking about the underwriting process, but the overall, the entire rules of the game is going to change.
Okay.
Okay. Now, to keep that one customer delight, you need to have something running like a machine every single day. So AI, I design it the way I want to see AI, and I do it depending on the segment of loans which I am in. And if I have to delight that customer in a specific time, so AI actually plays a very critical role.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So when you're identifying whether a customer is a customer that you want to serve, there has to be a level of financial education that goes into that.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So when I say the financial education today, if you look at data analytics becomes very critical. Why I'm saying this is because when you have the AI and ML taking a new way of doing business, so data analytics really helps us to fix and focus on the right segmentation.
Okay.
So if you're an NBFC, if you're on the lending business, you should also look at the economy per se. Okay, what exactly is happening in the economy? At the same time, the data analytics helps you in identifying the weaker segment of the lending side, okay, and the positive side of lending side. So data analytics become very critical. So what we do is also on a very frequent basis, we do our own data analytics to understand which segment is going good, okay, which segment is going not good for us. Because in a business of lending, you always tend to lose money. Okay,
Right.
there is always a loss provisioning. So if you're able to pick and choose a right segmentation by using a data analytics, you are actually in a very, what do I say, a right way of looking at a segment and building a book. Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. And, as an extension to that, we've already talked about AI and technology development. But talking about the NBFC sector as a whole. How do you see that developing in India? Because I think it's fairly nascent compared to countries like the USA and the UK, where they've had it for multiple decades more than we've had it.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you see that developing?
Yeah, so if you look at, I think the way of doing business itself is completely changed today. So if you look at the NBFCs, which were, I would say, I all started with a kind of a paper and pen model, so which is completely evolved now. So I would start with the NBFCs have what they cultivated a kind of a business model, uh, right from taking the digital platform. Can we just pause for a
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, right. Just repeat the same question again.
Right. So, the NBFC sector in India is relatively nascent,
Yeah.
as compared to countries like the USA and the UK.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of development to happen, as we talked about AI, ML, etc.
Yeah.
How do you see it developing in India in the next few decades?
Oh, absolutely. I think a decade has been a completely paramount change in terms of the way they do business,
Right.
the way they do underwriting. To start with, I think most of the NBFCs today have a wonderful digital platforms. So when I say digital platforms, it increasingly for the loan origination. So how do you onboard a customer? So if you have a digital platform, and if you look at today, most of the things happen on our mobile phones. So I would say in a layman's language, dunya tera mushti mein. So when I say with mobile phones in your hand, you would do anything or everything. So most of the things are automated towards the mobile phone, the Android phones. So largely most of the activation happens on your mobile phones. Could be a onboarding to a digital agreement signing. So most of the NBFCs have started using those technology to build their business. And if you look at while the digital was taking a new avatar, the fintechs actually had their own journey. Okay, what did the fintechs do is fintech just added up to the speed in which the operations were operated. Could be an onboarding of a customer in a different perspective, or to underwrite the customer, or to make a credit decisioning, and the disbursement. The fintechs made life much more faster. So when I say fintech, if you look at the personal loan business, the business loan businesses, there are two verticals of business. When it's unsecured, it's completely automated today. So thanks to the fintechs.
Right.
Largely, if you look at, okay, why does an NBFC need this? Is to ascertain two things. One is to automate the credit. Okay, is he a right customer? Okay, is CIBIL score or a credit score is worthwhile to fund? At the same time, how do I automate in terms of disbursement? When everything is good, how fast do I disburse? There were times when a particular loan is approved, but we would take minimum 3 to 4 days to disburse the loan, to check various aspects of the customer's documents, and then decide to disburse. Today, it's not like that. Everything is validated in few minutes, and just because you have actually integrated those systems into your NBFC, life becomes much easier for disbursement.
So it's going to develop further into.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just going to become more efficient as.
I would say, I think we have reached almost close to 65% of integration of digital. I'm sure, I think going forward, it would definitely reach 85%, though it can't be 100% ever. You need to have human intervention because humans actually design the grids of, what to read and how to read. So I think we are almost there. So I think the world is evolved. As I speak, the digital is in a tsunami. It's in a kind of a tsunami. Every single minute, things are changing very, very fast.
Right. That's completely true. And something unique I found out about you ever since, day one, is your involvement in sports.
Yeah.
Now, I come from an athletic background, and it was very interesting to me that you used to play cricket, you have a world record in cricket, etc. Tell us about your journey in sports, your achievements, and why you keep on doing it, even at, some people quit in their early 20s, and you're still, I wouldn't say old, but you're still going into it later into your life.
Yeah. So if you ask me, I think sports, I think it was in my DNA. It is actually just that I found it once when I was actually put in a challenge. So it was actually during an NCC camp. So there was something called cross country those days. So you had to made to run. So it was a kind of a competition. I never knew I could run like that. So though we had no shoes those days, so we used to run barefoot.
Wow.
So the NCC camps had a concept called cross country. If you're a good cross country runner, you become a better candidate. You become a good NCC cadet. So then, so there was a competition in the NCC camp. So I'm talking about my 9th standard days. So there was a race. I was made to run. So it was a mandate for everybody to run. So I took part, and interestingly, I came first.
Wow.
For the entire state.
Without a background in running.
Without absolutely no background.
Okay.
It was just that grit. And I was actually put down because I was not given a seat in 8th standard.
Right.
So I was given a seat in 9th standard. So I always had that fire in me to do something and tell the world that I can do something better. So I think life changed after that. So I came first there. So then my running days took to a new level. I went on to be the state athlete.
Oh, wow.
So then there were many award-winning moments and podiums, whatnot. So I was the top athlete in the college, right from the PUC to my degree days. So I had a record in the school and college, 800 meters, 1,500, 3,000, 5,000 and 10,000 meters. All 5 years I was first.
Wow.
Okay, so what really made me to reach that level was always believe in yourself, train better. For an athlete, you need to train well. Without training, nothing comes.
Right.
And the consistent way of disciplining yourself, how do you eat, what you eat, and how do you train. So that really made me to be a better person. Being a sportsman actually really teaches you a lot of discipline, which actually gives you back to your working days, because while working you need to have all that energy all the day. And a belief system for a sportsman is completely very different as being a non-sportsman. So I think it was all about running. It started from an NCC day. It started, and the cricketing journey was very different. So we had a school team in our school, and little pause.
Yeah.
Okay. Feeling very dry on my throat today.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So we can just start from cricket.
Yeah, cricket. Yeah. You can just ask anything on the cricket check.
Right. So you told us about running, but I mean, you showed me the world record ball that you had for cricket. So you had a journey there as well.
Yeah. So I was lucky to be studying in a very good school called Bell High School, which is in North Bangalore.
Right.
So the school was completely focused on sports, and it gave us a complete infrastructure to be a better person to train. Could be any sport. So I choose running and cricket together. So though I was doing running in the mornings, but during the day I used to always play cricket. So I was lucky to be part of the Bell cricket team. My father used to work in Bell. So I was lucky to be representing BEL Sports Club. BEL Sports Club is one of the top teams in the country.
Okay.
And so I played for Bell for good 7 years. And the same Bell had a club and an industries team. So I was actually a captain for the club team, and also went on to play for Bell team, which is one of the top teams in Karnataka and country, because we had many state players and Ranji players playing for our team. So playing with a good team and being with good players, I also evolved and learned that being a real good batsman, learn the techniques of off spinner. I'm an off spinner by nature.
Okay.
Yeah. So coming back to one of the a great moments in my career and life was during 1998. So we were playing a game, a match in KCA Stadium, which is called Chinnaswamy Stadium today, where all the international matches happen. So we were playing a game against State Bank of Mysore. So it was a Hindu Trophy cricket match, BL versus SBM. So I took a hat-trick plus one, which is called 4 balls, 4 wickets. So why it was a world record then? Because all the 4 wickets which I took were all clean bowled.
Wow.
So what is even more pleasing those days was SBM had most of the Ranji players. The SBM actually were trying to recruit all the new state and Ranji players. So the most of the wicket which I took, I think almost 2 to 3 wickets which I took were all the existing Ranji players then.
Okay.
So it actually even more went on to be. And on the cricketing side, I have played good amount of cricket. played for school, colleges, and club. And I had my own journey. And with cricket, you become a better gentleman. You know the game. You also tend to be having one of the key things for a sportsman is having patience. You actually go through a lot of pain and injuries. So you need to have that kind of patience to tackle your injuries and bounce back very strong. Yeah. So post that, I think it was all about running. 2016, I would say a rebirth of Kumran happened in 2016.
Okay.
It's not because I choose to restart my fitness. No. So I was, I'll not say fortunate or unfortunate. I had a boss who was a marathon runner. So most of the time during our meetings, it was all about the marathon discussion. So I said, I need to give it back to him. So I retook running. So I think the running journey has been fabulous. I just completed one
Right.
12 hours ultra
75 kilometers.
75 kilometers. One good stadium run, which is called as 12-hour stadium run.
Okay.
I've done thrice. So this was my third attempt. I've also done the Berlin International Marathon in 2023. I did the Chicago International Marathon in 2024. And looking forward for many international marathons. And I've run many full marathons, half marathons, and 10Ks. Running is a very different journey. Not everybody could do that. It needs a lot of grit and passion. And because every time you hit the road, okay, you need to have a very strong mind and you need to have a very different composure. And you become a better person. And it will reflect upon your work and culture. And being a disciplined leader with all these qualities, you only set example for your team and society.
Do you expect other people in your team to also work out?
Oh yes, I would never force upon anyone to hit the gym or run. I would only give my perspective. If people definitely take it, and if they want to run through, they always come back to me. But for sure, there are many people who follow us. There are people who actually come back to us for advice, and they also take our inputs. But at the same time, there are many followers who actually have always say that you are a big inspiration for us. And at this age, if you're able to do a 12-hour stadium run, so what more we can expect from a person? So it only puts you always in a test where you only keep redefining yourself as a person, and you're always solo in life. As I said, a leader is not about leading other thing. First, you lead yourself. If you're able to lead yourself better, I'm sure you have achieved something. Yeah.
You know, just to wrap up, you've already given so many amazing pieces of advice, but I want you to give advice from two perspectives.
Yeah.
One is to young financial aspirants like myself, and a second is to society at large, because I know you do a lot of social work, etc.
Yeah.
And I would like you to talk about that.
Yeah, for the youngsters, it's like this. I would say, I would ask them to read a lot of failure stories, because you need to know how to face failures today. Today, most of the youngsters give up very early.
Okay.
Though they would be very good in academics, they would be very good in the particular subject, but they are not able to face their failures. The most important factor for an individual to evolve himself is to look at how do you face your failures. If you're able to face your failures better and no give up attitude, you need to have that fire in you every single day. And the world is full of opportunities. You need to figure out where do you fit in. So how do you do that? Let's say you're a commerce student, or if you have a commerce background or a science background, you know what you're good at.
Right.
Maybe you're good at 5. Don't pick up the 5. Pick up 1 and chase that fully till you become a master. You need to pick up a particular goal or a subject where you could become a master. Over a period of time, what it really gives you is, it gives you a very different dimension that you would be an expert in that particular subject. Today, people are looking at experts. Everybody is qualified. Everybody is good. But who are the people who go on to become leaders? The guys who go on to become leaders are the experts. Yeah. So this is one aspect of it. And I think we are in the world of cricket or IPLs or whatnot. You need to be multitasked. If you look at my own journey, it's been a fabulous example. I was in NCC, I was in sports, I was in running, I was doing many things, including culturals. I've learned classical singing and
Wow.
mridangam. I can play Mridangam.
Okay.
But as it really helped me in my career, I would say to an extent it's fine. But what did you do as a leader? You were always very adventurous. You always did something new. You always did something which the others didn't try. I always gave it a try. I would say the youngsters should try all the aspects of life. But though you pick and choose what is good for you and chase that every single day with a process, with a goal, with a vision. Yeah.
And to society?
Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to society, you have various kinds of society divided today. There are a piece of society which needs help all through. Okay. Can you go and change that as a person individually? No. Okay. There is a government to do the changes. But if you see a particular aspect in your life journey, if you want to help someone, if you want to really do something, my way of looking at doing that kind of a social responsibility or the society is don't help people by giving money. Giving people an opportunity in life to bounce back could be in various aspects. Getting a good job is one of the hobbies which I cultivated over a period of time. Getting a people job will make them to a kind of an empowerment in their life journey. They become better person, they excel in life, and that way you help the society. There would be sportsmen who are not able or they're not capable of buying, let's say, even a shoes.
Right.
So what do you do? Being a runner. So you could always say, no, I would not support. But if you see a genuine request, go ahead and do it. And when you do it, please do not use the social media platform to go and advertise that you're doing it. Do it silently. If that individual excels, if that individual succeeds, he would always have you as an inspiration. So today, when I say social responsibility is not only adding value by financial aspects or supporting, it can also be a kind of an inspiration for someone. They would see someone in their face, and if they're able to do that and achieve, okay, that's what a social responsibility for me is all about.
Giving without expecting
Absolutely,
anything.
yeah.
That's amazing. So, where can my viewers keep up with your work? LinkedIn, or where are you active?
Oh, absolutely. I think LinkedIn is there, Insta is there.
Okay.
We also have Facebook.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I would also say it's been wonderful engaging. And at this stage of my career, life, a first podcast like this with you being an international swimmer and international athlete yourself, I think it's been fabulous. So to just sum it up, I think it was trying to redefine myself in so many ways. So we had very short time, but I think you really made me as a person to redefine further, give it back to the society without no expectations, and lead. When I said lead, you lead yourself better, and the society and the system follows you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the show.